Have you ever thought about secretly looking through your partner's phone? Hi, I'm Dr. Alex Alvarado, a clinical psychologist and the founder of Thriving Center of Psychology, where my team and I have helped thousands of people work towards healthier and happier lives. Today, I'm answering a common question that gets asked by a lot of our clients and has probably crossed many people's minds at some point. Should I secretly look through my partner's phone? Now, whether you felt that urge yourself or you know someone who has, it's a topic that stirs a lot of curiosity and anxiety. In the next few minutes, we'll explore why the urge to snoop can be so strong, why that feeling of relief from checking can be very misleading, what scientific research says about phone checking and relationship trust, and healthy alternatives that help ease suspicion or worry. Let's dive right in. Your partner's been a bit distant lately. Their phone buzzes on the table at some random point and your mind starts to wonder, who's texting them? And why are they smiling at their phone? It's possible, like many, you've been burned by a cheating partner before. Or maybe you think you've picked up on signs that your current significant other has been disinterested. Many well-intentioned people experience this temptation. It usually stems from anxiety and fear, which are two very powerful emotions. Emotions that have been known to cloud judgments. The thought process is, if I can just confirm nothing's on their phone, I'll get my comfort and security and move on. But is that what really happens? The relief itself can be comforting, like you finally confirmed things are okay after snooping, or you found the proof you've unfortunately needed. However, relying on that brief rush of certainty doesn't create a solid foundation for a healthy relationship. In fact, chasing that feeling through snooping can trap you in a cycle of mistrust rather than building genuine security. You can never get 100% assurance about every tiny aspect of your partner's life. If you become dependent on the relief that you get from phone snooping, you're going to feel anxious and insecure whenever you do not receive that relief and assurance. Even if you don't find anything suspicious, the relief tends to be temporary. You might think, what if they deleted something? Or what if I just missed it? So you're pulled back into this cycle of checking again. Real closeness involves trusting your partner's words and actions rather than needing proof. Relying on snooping for validation chips away the genuine connection that you both need. Another factor that fuels this cycle is what therapists like to call confirmation bias, which is the tendency to interpret new information in a way that confirms your existing beliefs. So in practical terms, if you go looking for something, you'll find it. Especially if you snoop with the mindset of, I need to find proof that something's off. And even innocent text at that point can suddenly look incriminating because you might be jumping to conclusions. A common cognitive distortion in which you fill in the blanks with your own fears or assumptions. This often leads to misinterpretation or misunderstanding, particularly when you're already on the lookout for something negative. Relevant studies in both 2021 and 2023 found that a lack of trust in one's partner was directly linked to more conflicts and intentions to break up. Other research highlights a vicious cycle. Snooping tends to lead to increased anxiety and distrust, which ironically can lead to more snooping. One paper noted that digital snooping often leads to heightened suspiciousness and worry, pushing partners further apart and closer to breakup. Most research finds that snooping is usually a sign of existing trust issues, and rather than fixing those issues, it tends to make them worse. It's associated with more conflict, more jealousy, higher anxiety, and a greater chance of breaking up. If a couple stays together despite snooping, they often have to do some serious work to rebuild trust. Some relationships do survive an incident of spying, especially if both partners decide to address the root problems, but many don't survive without intervention. So, to break it down, why is secretly checking a partner's phone so risky? Breach of privacy. Everyone deserves some private space, even in a close relationship. Snooping feels like a betrayal to the person whose phone is checked. Imagine if your journal or personal diary were read without permission. When your partner finds out that you've looked through their phone, it can lead to anger, hurt, or a sense of deep violation, regardless of whether they've done anything wrong. Rebuilding that trust can be as difficult as recovering from an actual infidelity. When you're convinced something's off, it often goes hand in hand with jumping to conclusions. Together, they fuel further distrust and keep you locked in a cycle of suspicion. Also, ongoing anxiety. For you, the snooper, a moment of relief can quickly morph into more fear. Did I miss something? Did I need to check again? It's a cycle that perpetuates anxiety rather than calming it. Discovering the snooping often ignites arguments about respect, boundaries, and honesty. Even if no cheating's found, your partner might feel like they've unfairly been accused or violated. So with the dangers laid out, what can you do instead? Here are some practical steps. Open, direct communication. So if you're uneasy, say they're texting at odd hours, address it calmly. I notice you've been on your phone late at night, and it makes me feel insecure. Can we talk about it? A transparent conversation is always more productive than secret surveillance. Also, some self-reflection. Before assuming your partner's at fault, ask if your feelings stem from maybe past relationships or unresolved personal insecurities. Recognizing your triggers can help you separate current reality from past wounds. Seek professional support. If suspicions and trust issues run deep, consider couples therapy or individual therapy. A neutral, trained professional can help you both develop better communication and address the root causes of distrust. Agree on your boundaries. Some couples share passwords and others prefer to be very private. The point is to discuss where each of you stands and clarify those expectations. Clarify expectations about phone use, social media, and overall digital boundaries. Challenge confirmation bias. Remind yourself that not every ambiguous clue confirms your worst fears. If a message seems odd, consider innocent explanations first before leaping to negative conclusions. This mindful practice can prevent small doubts from spiraling. Now, sometimes snooping unfortunately does expose real deception, like hidden affairs or ongoing lies. And in those moments, you might feel justified because you got the evidence that you needed to walk away with. And often, if you were already half out the door, you might have been looking for this silver bullet all along. If you're fully prepared to end things, and discovering the truth this way might feel like a necessary step. Although you could probably reflect on other red flags you missed without resorting to sneaking through their phone. However, if you do decide to stay and work on the relationship after finding betrayal, you're now facing a double breach: your partner's deception and your own violation of trust by snooping. Repairing this damage can be more challenging than addressing just one issue. Many couples who attempt it seek professional support to rebuild trust, honesty, and healthy communication. While it's not impossible to overcome, it does demand serious commitment from both partners and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths head on. Ultimately, healthy relationships are built on trust, open communication, and mutual respect. When we let suspicion and anxiety take over, relying on faux checks for reassurance, we risk damaging the very connection we're trying to protect. So, should you look through your partner's phone? From both a clinical and research standpoint, the answer is almost never. While it might offer a fleeting sense of relief, that relief can be addictive and short-lived, and it undermines the genuine trust. Instead, focus on speaking openly, reflecting on your own fears, and seeking professional support when needed. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time and willingness to learn. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.